Hi, I'm Rachel, and today we're gonna be doing a Sabine Wren makeup tutorial. I've noticed that nobody has actually done a makeup tutorial for her, so this will be kind of a new thing. I don't really know why, because yeah, she doesn't really wear makeup, but neither does Rey or Padme in some of the parts, and you know, people do makeup tutorials for characters who don't wear makeup all the time. As you can see, this is the finished look. It's just very natural. It's great for everyday or for cosplay. And my hair actually looks quite a bit like hers now. So yeah, so this is what it looks like. Let's get started. Alright, so we're gonna start with foundation. It's going a little bit dark for my skin. Because Sabine's skin is a bit darker than mine. So we're gonna just apply this. Apply it fairly liberally over your entire face because Sabine has pretty much perfect skin, which is probably because she's a cartoon character. Alright, so next we're going to apply concealer. And I'm gonna apply that under my eyes. Basically all over my face, because again, Sabine's skin is pretty much perfect. Alright, so next we're going to set it all with a powder. Skin looks pretty even now, so we're going to start with the contouring. And so Sabine has sort of a heart-shaped face. I have a round face, so if you have a different shaped face, you may have to contour a little bit differently. But this is how I'm doing it for my round face, which is very close to the same shape as her face. Mostly because a round face tends to have a wide forehead and more narrow cheekbones, or not cheekbones, jaw line. So I'm narrowing out my jaw and widening my forehead, basically. So I'm gonna contour my cheekbones, but a little bit lower than I normally would, angling down a little bit more to sort of, you know, make the shape of a heart-shaped face. And then I'm blending it downward and basically all over my jaw right here. You don't want to make it where you can obviously see the contouring powder, so make sure you blend it really well. And then later on I'm going to go back in with a fluffier brush and blend everything out better, so it doesn't have to be perfect yet. And then just the same thing on the other side. Alright, so next we're going to contour the nose, and Sabine has a very narrow nose, so I'm going to do quite a bit of contouring on that. Alright, and the next part we're going to highlight using the highlighter powder on the same palette. We're going to highlight basically the nose, under the eyes, and the forehead. And next we're going to do the forehead. Alright, that looks pretty good. So now I'm going to just add a very light amount of blush. Just, you know, use a blush that's not too bright, basically. So we're gonna add just a little bit of blush on the cheekbones. Alright, and then to blend everything out, we're gonna use just a really fluffy, big, poofy brush like this. If you have an even bigger one, that's great. Alright. So that's basically making your face like the shape of hers. And for some reason in the video it's showing up like there's a harsh line here, but there's not. I think it's the way that the light is shining. Yeah, see, there. And then next, the eyes. So I'm going to apply an eye primer first. So just apply a tiny bit to your eyelids to keep your eyeshadow from creasing. We're not going to be putting a ton of eyeshadow, so if you don't have a problem with it creasing usually, then you don't even need to bother with it really, but I usually do. So one thing that Sabine actually does look like she's wearing is eyeliner. She has a pretty noticeable line like around her eyes, and it looks like it may even be a little bit winged out right here. I'm not sure if that's just supposed to be her eyelashes and that's, you know, because she's animated, or if she does actually have a slight wing. But I'm not gonna attempt the wing because I don't usually wing my eyeliner and I'm really bad at it. I'm just gonna go with that being the eyelashes, but if you want to wing it, be my guest. It's just a tiny, tiny little flip at the end. So she had her whole eye is lined with black, and it's pretty noticeable. So I'm gonna go a bit darker than I do sometimes. I'm going in from nearly the corner of the eye, trying to stay tight along the eyelashes. But I'm going to be going a little bit thicker than, you know, just the very thinnest line. Alright, so you see how it looks. I'm gonna blend out just a little bit because the line isn't perfectly straight. But you do want to make sure you have a line. You don't want to like totally smoke it out. But I just blended the edge of it just a tiny bit to hide the mistakes a little bit and help with the eyeshadow that we'll be doing later. And then I'm just gonna line my lower waterline. Alright, so that's what it looks like, and then we're gonna do the same thing on the other side. There we go. So once you've lined your eyes, we're gonna add the eyeshadow. Oh, and by the way, I was using a pencil eyeliner. You can use liquid eyeliner, that would probably work better even, but I am really, really bad at liquid eyeliner. I can't control it and get it to make a straight line, so I always use pencil eyeliner, but if you want to use liquid, that's perfectly fine. It'll look just as good. And the color we're going to use, we're going to start with this one down in the corner here. We're going to apply that very lightly. It doesn't actually apply very heavily, fortunately. Some of the colors apply lighter, some heavier. I don't know, it's kind of just hit and miss. You're going to get some on your brush and just go a little bit, and now it looks like it's gonna be really dark at first, but once you blend that out, it's not. And you just want to really lightly blend it over the whole eye, because it looks like her eyes in some shots it looks like she might be wearing a little bit of eyeshadow. In other ones it doesn't, so I'm not sure if that's just the way that the shadow on her eyes looks or if she's supposed to be wearing eyeshadow. But to give that look, we're just darkening out the eyeshadow a little bit, and you're going to go all the way up to the brow, all the way up to your eyebrow, which seems a little bit weird, but that's how it looks on her. Obviously it's going to be get a little lighter as you go up, and you don't want it right here because that looks really weird, but yeah. So if you want to, I'm going to lighten it up a little bit. Alright, so we've got that, and then on top of that I'm going to apply this color, which is like, it's almost like a slightly silvery brown. It's a very interesting color. So I'm gonna just, and that also goes on very lightly, so I'm gonna just apply that right on top of it, and it lightens it up and gives it more of like a gray tone a little bit. Alright, there we go. And if you want to just, you know, gently with your finger go over, maybe wipe off any excess on there so that you get a very, very light, natural looking tone. Also, Sabine's eyes kind of slant upward quite a bit more than mine do. So if you wanted, the wing on the eyeliner would help with that, and also, you know, darkening the eyeshadow here a little bit will help. So I'm going to go ahead and do that with the same color. I don't know how Alright. So then we're just going to do the same thing on the other eye. Alright, so there we go. And I know that most people apply eyeliner after they do their eyeshadow, but it's always worked best for me to do it before, because like the eyeshadow makes it harder for me to make a good straight line. So do however you're comfortable. Anyway, but then next we're gonna take a little bit of this light shade up here, in this corner right here. Just a little bit on our brush, and just go a little in the inner corner, basically contouring your eyes, and on the brow bone up here. But keep it very thin up there because we do want the dark eyeshadow to come pretty much up to there. Alright, so there's that. And then next, I'm going to curl my eyelashes. Alright, and then apply mascara. So I'm just going to apply that fairly liberally to my eyelashes. Alright, so there we go. I put it fairly liberally on the top, and I try not to put it so much on the bottom. Oh yeah, and I meant to do this before I did mascara, but I'm going to take the second color of eyeshadow just slightly below my eyes. I don't usually do this, that's why I didn't think of it. Just want a slight shadow underneath. It's not even entirely necessary, but it looks like that she might have that. And also lightened up the mascara down there a little bit, which is kind of a good thing because her lower lashes are really kind of non-existent. So I don't usually do anything with the eyebrows because my eyebrows are very thick naturally. But she has very, very thin eyebrows and just a curve. So if you're wanting to do your eyebrows, go ahead and do that. And for lips, I'm just going to put some chapstick on. And then take this color. It's like a nude neutral color of lip liner. I'm not doing lipstick. I don't ever really do lipstick. I feel like it's too bright. I'm just gonna apply that to my lips, outlining first and then filling in. Alright, there we go. I'm just gonna stick with that. So it's a very neutral color. Actually, it takes a little of the color away from your lips, which is what I was going for. So there we go. We are all done now. Let's see it in better lighting. Darn it, the light in the back isn't good. Let's see. I'm gonna take my hair down. My hair is very similar to Sabine's. So as many of you know, today is the day that season 4 premieres on Disney XD of Star Wars Rebels, and I'm so excited. So this tutorial is kind of in honor of that. It's a very good wearable look. So let me know after you watch it. Let me know in the comments below what you think of it. How, you know, are you excited? Do you feel like, what do you think, you know, this season's gonna have in store for us? And what do you think of the episode? Please try to wait a few days before you post any spoilers in case, you know, some people haven't seen it yet. You know, please be courteous of that. But just, you know, let me know, was it good? What did you think? Etc. And please subscribe to my channel and like this video. And yeah, have a great day.